Okay. Hola clase. So this PowerPoint is going to cover el pretérito irregular. Um, this group of verbs sometimes can be a little tricky, and a lot of people have a hard time grasping and understanding exactly how these verbs are conjugated and why they conjugate the way they do. Unfortunately, there's not really rhyme or reason to it, but they do somewhat follow a pattern. So the way I'm going to teach this to you is I'm going to show you the different groups that form the pretérito irregular and show you kind of a way to remember those 5 groups. So as I'm going through this PowerPoint, if you guys will make sure you keep detailed notes, so pause the video when you need to and just try to follow along, rewind if you need to, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact myself or your instructor for this course. Okay, good luck. All right. El pretérito irregular. So I'm going to start out with this slide here because this is actually one of those ways that you can try to remember how to conjugate these verbs. It's called the irregular preterite military chant. So actually, I'm going to see if I can't get somebody to do this chant with me, and I will be right back. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back, and I have found somebody to do the military chant with me. Say hello to Alondra. Hola. Okay, so we're going to do this military chant together. We're going to try and not make this sound so horrible. But if you can learn this military chant, like I said, you're set for success, kind of, maybe. We're going to try to go slow because, we're going to try to do this together. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right. 1, 2, 3. Fui, di, vi. Tuve, anduve, estuve yo.
Tuve, anduve, estuve yo.
Pude, puse, supe yo.
Pude, puse, supe yo.
Hice, quise, vine yo.
Hice, quise, vine yo.
Dije, traje, conduje yo.
Dije, traje, conduje yo.
Pretérito,
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 pretérito.
ya yo sé los verbos. All right. Thank you, Lana. All right. So thank you, Laura, for doing that with me. So like I said, what this military chant does essentially is it gives you these 5 verb groups and it shows you the spelling change that takes place. So we're going to go through each of these groups and hopefully you'll be able to see at the end what it is that I'm talking about, because I know that all this is foreign to you guys. But if you can remember these 5 verb groups and the spelling change that takes place within the verb group and know that they do follow a pattern for their endings, it will help you to conjugate it for all the persons that you will be using throughout the course. All right, so the very first group, which is we're going to call it our first irregular group. There's really not a rhyme or reason to some of these verbs, and it's one of those things that hopefully you can catch on. This is going to require practice. It's going to require a lot of thinking whenever you're coming to using these verbs, but I promise that it's not hard. The more that you're immersed into the language, the easier these verbs actually become. So your very first group is fui, di, vi, that very first part of the military chain where everybody says it together. Okay, so fui, di, vi includes the verb ser and ir, and those are together, and that's verbs in the verb dar and ver. All right, I'm going to take my face out of this now. So you don't need my face anymore. Sorry, guys. All right, so sorry about all right, so the first group, the one that consists of fui, di, and vi, Notice the verb endings that are going to be used for all four of these verbs. So they're all I say three irregular verbs, but there's actually four in this group. So you want to change that 3 to 4. All right, so there's 4 irregular verbs in this group, and all 4 verbs will have this meaning. So like I said, they do somewhat follow a pattern. One of the things that I want to make note of as you are taking notes is that you pay attention to the yo form and the pay attention to the yo form. Sorry. All right, so if you'll look at the yo form and you'll look at the ella, usted form, notice that with all of the predicate irregular, all of them, there are no accent marks. So those of you who have struggled with accent marks in the beginning, just know these verbs, these 5 groups, none of them have accent marks. You don't have to worry about accent marks at all. So hice, o, imos, isteis, hicieron, or él. All right, and we'll mention, guys, this here, which verbs follow. So they do follow a pattern. So like I said, if you can remember the initial yo form and the spelling change that takes place, you are on track. All right. So erased that. All right. So the very first 2 verbs, fui, are actually the verb ser and the verb ir. So guys, you are not seeing double, or not seeing this wrong. I didn't make a mistake. These 2 verbs that do not mean the same thing at all conjugate exactly the same in the preterite irregular. All right, so ser, which means to be, is yo fui, tú fuiste, él fue, nosotros fuimos, vosotros fuisteis, y ellos fueron. Notice in the ellos form, this is where we have the eron. They don't have the I there. Okay, then you have the verb ir. All right, to go, it's yo fui, tú fuiste, él fue. All right, so essentially it's the same exact conjugation, different meanings. So what you guys need to note here is that you actually have to, when you're using these verbs, think about, or when you see these verbs in the written form, think what's being said, what's the context of the sentence. All right, and your interrogative word sometimes will help, or just what's being asked. So if you look at the 2 questions here, you have ¿Dónde fuiste? ¿Dónde fuiste este fin de semana? ¿Dónde fuiste este fin de semana? Then you have ¿Fuiste deportista? ¿Fuiste deportista? All right, so when you're looking at these 2 questions, because this is where it can be a little tricky. So first of all, you're going to want to locate that verb, okay? You have fuiste. So I'm asking you a question directly. If you guys notice, it's a do form. I'm asking you a question. Where did you go, or what were you? All right. Because again, this is all in past tense. Notice that in this first question here, I have this interrogative word donde. Remember what donde means. Hopefully, you guys remember it means where. Where means where. And again, these verbs, depending, if you guys look, I have this English translation. I was, or I went. You were, or you went. He was, or he went. We were, or we went. You guys were, or you guys went. Y'all were, they were, or they went. All right. So understand what these verbs can mean in the past tense. And guys, I understand that this is tricky. So when you're looking at these, you're saying, okay, where were you, or where did you go? All right. So where were you, or where did you go? Just remember, when you're using se in the past tense, guys, that you're still going to apply by the acronym. All right, how do you use the verb said? Well, if you remember this acronym for said, doctor is using description, occupation, characteristics, time, origin, or relationship. Okay, and then it of course means like where did you go? Where was your destination? Did you go to the bathroom? Did you go to the store? Did you go to school? And then you have what's coming at the end of the sentence where you have this. It would have been part of the words in the module, very close to the beginning of the semester where it says "ese fin de semana." So where were you? Where did you go this weekend at the fin de semana? Guys, I see this sentence, and when you translate it, literally translate it, I know that I will be using the verb ir here. All right, where did you go? And then you have the second one here. Fuiste deportista. Well, guys, you have to know what this word deportista is. Okay, so when you're thinking about what words, look them up if you don't know. But hopefully, you guys remember that this is an adjective, which means sports-minded. All right, so were you sports-minded? And here is describing your characteristics. So here I will be using the verb said. Okay, using the verb said. All right, so guys, man, I know this can be tricky. I know this is going to be a concept that's going to take a second to wrap your mind around. And that these verb conjugates identically and mean two different things. It's all in what is this sentence I'm trying to say? What's the context of question? All right, so how could I answer this? Where did you go this weekend? Well, maybe you went to the movie theater. Al cine. All right, this is a that we used before. So it's really simple. If it's in the tu form, guys, this is in the tu form, you answer in first person. So you'll just answer with yo, and then you use the first person. Yo fui al cine. Second question here. Fuiste deportista? Fuiste deportista? Well, if I had to answer this question, honest, I've never been sports-minded. For those of you who know that this is the truth. So I would answer in the form. Again, this is the tu form. Yo. Tú. It's asking me this question directly. So I'm going to answer in the yo form. I'm going to say yo. I'm going to say I was not sports-minded or athletic. Yo no fui. All right. Again, you're making a sentence negative. You get that no in front of the verb. Y yo no fui deportista. Yo no fui deportista. I was not sports-minded. All right. So guys, again, pause this video if you need to take notes. Make sure you write a few of these examples down. See them again, and it'll help you later on, I promise. Okay. All right. Let me erase. All right. So here is this, so guys. Again, it's just the conjugations broken up. So possibly if you need to write this down, if not. All right, this verb is that to give. All right, so it's we and then the. All right, notice, guys, that that in preterite is an AR verb, it's an infinitive form, but in the preterite irregular because it is an IR one. So go pause this video and write conjugations for verb that. All right, what I want you guys to notice too is, again, no accents. So you don't have to worry about any accent mark. And then, guys, look at the pattern that it follows. This is pretty regular verb in its sense that if you remember that it's IR one of it has kind of regular endings accent marks. So yo di, tú diste, él dio, disteis, di. All right. Next verb is be, to see, be. All right. Again, notice no accent marks. So it's yo vi, tú vistes, él vio, vimos, ustedes vieron. Pause this video if you need to. You gotta note that the only reason that it is in the irregular group is because of lack of accent marks. Alright. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to, but look at these questions. ¿Cuál fue la fecha de ayer? ¿Quién dio la lección hoy? ¿De tu mejor amigo este fin de semana? Sí. Alright, so hopefully you guys remember and have been able to use the video you would have done at the beginning of the semester questions. Alright, so when you're looking at questions, there's a few different types of questions in Spanish, but there's the open-ended question, right? That when you see an interrogative word or a question word like who, what, when, where, why, requires a more in-depth answer. And there is the yes and no question. And usually that's when there's just a verb and it's been flipped, and it can say a simple yes or to answer the question. All right, if you look at both, all three of these, the first two have interrogatives. You have what and you have quién. ¿Cuál meaning which and quién meaning who. All right, so whenever you have these interrogatives, you have to answer questions, making sure that you're doing that interrogative question. So, ¿cuál fue la fecha ayer? So when we're looking at this verb to decide, are we using the verb said here, or are we using the verb eat? What's asked? Did I go to the date yesterday, or what was the date? You have to figure out and use the context. What's being asked are the words around this verb to understand which verbs being used. I'm using this negative word meaning so which was. In this case, it's going to say which was, and then you have word la fecha, the date. And hopefully you all know what the date is. So in order to answer this question, it's actually very simple. We're going to take la fecha that we're talking about, the subject, and you have your verb, and you're literally just going to flip it. So to answer this, I could say la fecha de, sorry. Fecha ayer, and that there. So fue, and what was yesterday's date? La fecha del fue. And hopefully you remember the pattern for this. El number. El dos. And you have the mix. I'm running out of space here, but diciembre. Ahí fue el 2 de diciembre. Right? That's pretty simple. ¿Quién dio lección hoy? So if you're looking at this verb here is the verb that. Okay. And if you think about it, guys, think and look back in your notes. How has this been conjugated? Person. Is it first and I, second person you, third person him or her? ¿Quién dio? ¿Quién dio? ¿Quién who? So who gave? You have la lección hoy. Alright? So the lección means the lesson, which would be the direct object of the sentence. So when you're thinking about who the subject is, it's listed in this question. So it'd be anybody at this point. So who gave the lesson? So in this sense, if you're going to need a subject, well, who's the person who gave it? Well, you can say la señora. I did gave the lesson. So la señora, and you just use that same verb because third person dio. La señora dio la lección hoy. right, and both of these questions require you can't say yes or no to questions. So you need to look at the subject. You need to look at the and do that flipping process in order to answer. But they're simple, and I'll put this point in Spanish. You were able to do these. The very last one. It have an interrogative. There's no who, what, when, where, or word in there. Therefore, it is be a question. All right. So viste. All right. Looking at this verb. What's the infinitive form of viste? Well, it comes from the verb ver, which means to see. So remember, the did you is implied. It's in that form. It's in the form. All right. The subject is omitted, but it's conjugated to fit the subject. So that's implied. Did you, and the verb see. Did you see? What is it mean? Did you see? Did you see tu mejor amigo o amiga ese fin de semana? Remember, this is one of those phrases that will help you, but it's not the subject. So did you see tu mejor amiga, your best friend, este fin de semana? So yes or no. I seen my best friend. I saw my best friend this weekend. So see. Right? Now, I could give it a yes or no, guys. It's for practice. Let me show you how to look if you haven't. I don't know if it's sentence. So see, yo, subject. That's me. If I thought, see, yo, me, my best friend. So this is where this possessive adjective tú going to change to my, which would be me in español. See, yo vi mi mejor amiga. She's a female. And then you can end it with that phrase, este fin de semana. All right, guys. So I need to pause the video, and that's a lot for one day of the fui EV. I'm going to this up into another video. Hopefully, you're understanding a little bit of how